You know, we tantalizingly know nothing about Shakespeare's life. We have a couple of signatures and we have a few bits of celebrity gossip. A lot of Shakespearean scholars look to his work to find things that are biographical or autobiographical. And so one of the easy places to look are his sonnet sequences. And his sonnet sequence is amazing. And you probably have gone to weddings where his sonnets have been read out loud in various kinds of rituals. And what is funny is, taken out of context, they're quite beautiful, but put into context, they're even more complex and interesting. So out of the 154 sonnets, 126, the first 126, are dedicated to a young man, the beauty and love of this young man. And then in a love triangle, in this sort of narrative of trajectory, the dark lady comes. And the dark lady is both the poet's lover and also the young man's. And so the dark lady comes along and steals the young man from the poet. And so there's this beautiful, dark, twisty poem in sonnet 144 that talks about how all three of them now have a venereal disease. All of them, his better angel has fired his other angel out, and there's this sort of really graphic description of what a lot of scholars interpret as sexually transmitted infection. Syphilis is funny, but it's also not funny in the sonnet sequence. So they look at those kinds of stories and think, oh my goodness, you know, was Shakespeare faithful? There's a little celebrity gossip. I actually brought it for you because I wanted to read it for you. It is totally unverifiable, but it is salacious. So in 1602, a law student named John Manningham recorded this anecdote about Shakespeare and the actor Richard Burbage. You should probably know Richard Burbage if you've watched Shakespeare in Love with Ralph Fiennes and Gwyneth Paltrow. But this is an excerpt from his diary. It says, "Upon a time when Burbage played Richard III, there was a citizen grew so far in liking with him that before she went from the play, she appointed him to come that night unto her by the name Richard III." So fangirls existed in the 16th century. Shakespeare, overhearing this conversation, went before, was entertained, and at his game ere Burbage came. Then, message being brought that Richard III was at the door, Shakespeare caused return to be made that William the Conqueror was before Richard III. Very, very racy, 1602. It might be a fabricated bit of celebrity gossip, but likely it would not have arisen if Shakespeare was the paragon of virtue. So we can assume that there are probably various kinds of other halves floating around for Shakespeare in many different shapes and forms, whether that's the young man from the sonnet sequence or a fangirl from his theater work.